Today is Monday, the last Monday of the year 2020. And you know what? Today is my birthday. We thank the Lord for bringing us through a very challenging year. I thank the Lord for seeing me through these 87 years. I want to tell you that however dark our circumstances may be, God cares for us more than we can ever think. Let us read from the Amplified New Testament, 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 7. Casting the whole of your care, all your anxieties, all your worries, all your concerns, once for all on Him, for He cares for you affectionately and cares about you watchfully. Some men of God recorded in the Old Testament hid themselves in natural caves at one time or another, but realized that they were more in emotional caves than physical ones. To be in a physical cave where there is total darkness and silence could be maddening. But when one is in an emotional cave where there is darkness, silence, no voice to be heard, the situation becomes distressing and depressing. Sadly, there are some believers who are imprisoned in emotional caves, earnestly desiring to be set free. David almost found himself in such a place. He was having a down period, but it almost led to depression. This is the dangerous part, when a down period leads to depression. In Psalm 142, David was in a cave. David was saying, I feel as though a dark cloud has settled over me. My spirit is overwhelmed. Did you ever get that feeling? The sons of Korah expressed down periods in Psalms 42 and verse 5 and Psalms 43 and verse 5, but had hope in God. This was their victory, hope in God. Have you ever found yourself in an emotional cave, a mental cave? Your reason may be failure in a particular project, the thought of sickness, old age, financial hardships, domestic problems, job-related matters, peer pressure, the very thought of dying, what some went through in 2020. These things can cause people to retreat into caves, but there is a danger, the down spiral. Stress and anxiety can lead into the down spiral. It lessens the quality of our thinking process. We do not think right. It causes a strain on our nervous system. It makes us more irritable. It makes it hard to get along with others. It robs us of our joy. David cried unto the Lord. He poured out his complaint before the Lord. He showed him his trouble. The man was weighed down. He was beset by troubles. He looked on his right hand where his fighting men would be for protection, but there was no man to help him. He felt like an outcast. Refuge failed him. He cried, no man cared for my soul. In a cave, mobility is affected. Productivity is affected. There are hindrances, no fresh air. In our emotional caves, in our spiritual caves, there is no mobility. There is no productivity. There is no freshness of the spirit. There are hindrances. David prayed in his cave, my flesh and my heart faileth, but God is the strength of my heart and my portion forever. Psalm 73 and verse 26. However low we may have become, He is our portion. Bring my soul out of prison. Deliver me from this cave. Let me praise your name. Prayer and praise, the twin pillars of deliverance. This is what David did. In his distress, he said, no man cared for my soul. Refuge failed me. But now David wanted to praise the Lord because he prayed unto the Lord. Prayer encourages praise. The righteous shall compass me about. God's people will surround me. That's what he needed. Don't lose your praise. He wanted God's people around him. Oh, beloved, when God's people are around you, when the saints are around you, you feel blessed. You no longer feel low. In any kind of distress, surround yourself with God's people. This virus has caused some bad situations in the church. You can't congregate. You can't have God's people around you after church. You don't want any ungodly people around you to further discourage you. Trust in the Lord and fellowship with God's people. Keep in touch with the people of God. Even in this time of COVID, keep in touch with others. God will deal bountifully with you. God will treat you with kindness. God will care for you as no one can ever care. As we approach the end of the year and go into a new year, possibly with COVID still hovering over the world, keep in touch with people. Help them out of the caves they may have found themselves in because of the pandemic. You will be blessed because of this. Thank you for reading the letters. Happy New Year. God be with you. This is Lloyd Hart. I love you.